How is it going, guys? Welcome back for the Amazing Spider-Man issue 541 Back in Black. And again, I am not announcing any giveaway winners, so we're just going to dive straight into this comic. But first, let's do a bit of recap. Now, at the end of the last issue, Peter Parker finally found out that Kingpin was the person that ordered the hit on Aunt May. And, well, technically he ordered it on Peter Parker, but Peter Parker used his spider sense and dodged the bullet. And unfortunately, it hit Aunt May, and now she's in hospital. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this awesome comic anyway. Alright, so straight away, we're back with Peter Parker on the phone with the Kingpin, and this time it's from the Kingpin's perspective, and he's actually saying how he doesn't do the dying, people die for him, and basically this just shows the kind of power that Kingpin has. But then going back over to Peter Parker, he's still with the same guy that basically took the phone off in the last issue, and he's pretty much going to interrogate this guy. And there's one awesome thing here where he actually says that he can hear his heartbeat to basically scare the guy into telling him what is going on. And of course, Peter Parker cannot actually hear his heartbeat, but as MJ walks out the doors, Peter's got to get rid of this guy. And where he takes him, we'll have to find out later on in the issue. But then going back to Kingpin, if you remember in the very first issue, in issue 539, which was the first part of Back in Black, Kingpin and this security guard are kind of safe with each other, you know, like, they talk to each other quite a lot, they address each other as friends, and basically Kingpin starts talking about how he has a king's ransom under his bed in his jail cell, and by the looks of it, this is his life savings pretty much. And obviously the only person that can get this sort of money inside a cell with them is a king, and he uses this money to actually buy out all of the security guards and the rest of the prisoners in the jail and stuff like that. And basically he's going to use this to show what kind of power he has by using money pretty much. But anyway, going back to Spider-Man and this guy that he was actually interrogating, we actually see where he took him, and this bit is just so awesome because we have this awesome shot of Spider-Man just on this cobweb in the light, and it just looks so freaking awesome. And especially because this is kind of like it's in the sewers, but it's also an interrogation tactic if you think about it. And of course Peter doesn't have his mask on again because he wants to look at the guy in the eyes, he wants to show him his face, and of course he already knows he's Spider-Man, so I mean, why hide your face? But one of the most epic parts of this issue was where Spider-Man was actually explaining the food chain and whereabouts this guy is in the food chain, which of course is at the bottom. And pretty much we know what happens when you get on Spider-Man's bad side now, and Peter is basically just explaining how his family is off limits, and if anyone touches his family, they're gonna die. And especially with this shot on screen now, just look at how awesome that picture is. And he says that the person that he's going to be dealing with is Spider-Man, and it just looks so awesome and amazing and incredible. I can't think of enough adjectives for this. But anyway, going back to Peter Parker and Mary Jane and Aunt May back in the hospital room, we're seeing how Aunt May is, and there actually isn't any changes whatsoever. And then they come out, they actually come up with this crazy idea to actually inject Peter Parker's blood, kind of do a bit of a blood transfusion to Aunt May. And of course Peter Parker's blood is actually radioactive, and they actually did use this on Aunt May quite a few years back if I remember correctly, and now he's going to try and do it again. So moving on, MJ actually goes to the supply room in the hospital and actually gets the supplies that they need to actually do this type of thing. And they've actually done it before, remember, so there's not telling what could go wrong or what could go right in this situation right now. And it's basically the last hope. This is the only hope they have of saving Aunt May's life. But anyway, Peter actually does have other things on his mind right now. He's actually trying to find the Kingpin, and that is what he's going to do. But one of the bad things about this is the fact that because he's just given blood, he's actually weaker now that he's just done this. And I was kind of worried about this. I thought it was just one of these like storylines where, oh, it's coming up to the big battle and the hero is weakened, but that is not the case, so you're going to have to wait till the next issue to see that. But as we're coming over to the jail now and Spider-Man is actually making his way into there, we get to see that all the jail guards and all of basically the prison gates and stuff like that all open. All of the guards just seem not to care. They're just not in the room whatsoever, and that is because the Kingpin has paid all of the guards off to look the other way if anything bad happens, and to open all the gates, and of course to bring him his famous white suit. And this is another reason why the Kingpin is an absolute badass of a villain, and it just shows that he has some real connections and some real power. Well, maybe not real power like Spider-Man, but he has power in money and getting people to turn the other way, and that is just something that you can technically buy. But also, Kingpin is pretty scary. He's about, what is he, like 50 tons? Okay, that's a bit exaggerated, guys, don't actually believe that. But then we get this awesome shot of Kingpin walking down the hallway or the corridor in front of all the jail cells as the inmates look on, and that is when they know that it was Kingpin that gave them this chance to come out of the cells and spectate this fight against Spider-Man. And the last page is Spider-Man dropping in from the ceiling and just looking into Kingpin's eyes and saying, "This is it right now, let's go." And that is where the comic ends, and basically I cannot wait for the next issue. And for you guys that don't know what happens, let's just say it is the best issue so far in any Spider-Man storyline, in my opinion, and I honestly cannot wait to review it. Now guys, I'm definitely going to give this issue a 9 out of 10, and for the next issue, I was trying to, it might be up tomorrow, depending on where I am, because I actually have university tomorrow as well, and I've got to review The Amazing Spider-Man issue 9, and the Spider-Verse team-ups and stuff like that, so it's going to get a little crazy. So this issue, or the next issue, might not be up straight away. But one thing I also want to ask you guys is to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Avengers Infinity War teaser trailer that was leaked. I actually left it in a link in the previous video, but I'll leave it as a link in the description in this video as well. It was just so freaking awesome how it is real, by the way, guys. You're kind of watching the trailer and you're like, I've seen all of this before. These are the same scenes out of Thor: The Dark World, Captain America, the Avengers, but then right at the end it shows Thanos with the glove. Is it called the Infinity Glove? I can't entirely remember, I completely lost my mind. But yeah, it shows Thanos with the Infinity Stones. Are they called the Infinity Stones as well? I'm going to have to do some research on this, I completely forgot. But yeah, he has all of them in his glove right at the end, and it's just so awesome. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about that. And of course, let me know what you thought of this comic and what are you looking forward to in the next issue. Don't forget to hit the like button for more, and as always guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video.